Hey guys, welcome to the channel. This is JC Honey, and as you guys can tell, this is one at a time, please. This is a little show on my channel where I get to try to connect with you guys. Today's video is going to be another solo video. I kind of just want to start the series a little bit with just myself, just so you guys can have an understanding and a little insight of who I am as a person and the way I think, the way I do shit, and just in general, just to start getting the outline a little bit more to what I like before I bring in a guest. Let's go ahead and get started with mood swings. Mood swings consists of the meme of the week, consists of the track that's on replay, also a little bit of life update, and basically me giving you guys a level of the mood I'm in currently. So let's go ahead and get started with the track of the day. I'm gonna go ahead and play a little bit of today's or this week's track. If you guys don't know, now you know. Wale, or yeah, I believe that's how you say his name. He dropped a good song called Good Vibes, in parentheses Sa. And honestly, I think it's a good jam. I think it's good vibes. It talks about past rap artists that died. It talks about political views. It just talks about having a good time, good vibes, even though the world around us is going chaotic, is going chaos. But honestly, in times like these, all you need is a good melody, good wording, and just in general, a good mood. It gives you like this vibe that you just want to like vibe. Let me go ahead and play you guys a little bit of the track real quick. So that was basically Wale, and it gives me good vibes, positive attitude. It gives me a different vibe to my soul. Like, it gives me like the wanting to just swing and just like have a good time, have like a little dance off in the middle of the dance floor or something. I don't know, it just gives me a great vibe, and I hope that these tracks that I try to introduce to you guys brings you guys joy, it brings you guys good vibes, or it gives you the same feeling that it gives me. If not, make sure you guys comment down below. Let me know what you feel about the track as well. So let's go ahead and go with the meme of the week. And today's meme is presented to you by Instagram. I'm just kidding. So basically, let me go ahead and read you the meme for this week. It says, I started realizing how beautiful I am, and I'm not even talking about looks. I started realizing my fucking worth. I'm so fire. Guys, this is a quote that I saw on my explore page that grabbed my attention, because I feel like this year, like I've stated before, is the year of not giving a fuck. It's the year about doing me. It's the year of like me realizing who the fuck I am as a person and where the fuck I want to be, right? So with that being said, this literally caught my attention because it's basically stating what I've already been saying, that I'm realizing who the fuck I am, how much I have to offer, what do I have to offer, and what do I need to work on myself to improve myself for the better, right? Even though I'm already great, I'm already amazing, I'm already the fucking bitch. Like, I am that bitch right now, you know what I mean? Like, we have to realize our own worth and like let each other know, or let ourselves know, that we are the shit, we are the best, that we are going to be impactful, that we're going to be someone else's wisdom, that we're going to be able to enlighten people's lives, that we're just worth more than what we make ourselves feel like we do. And I know this is more like a mental situation where you have to like get it through your head and then voice it out. And I know that also takes a long time to like realize that you have to do that. So, but if you already in the realization part where you're already not giving a fuck about anything, that you're trying to do, you just realize that you've already overcome the hard part, and now you're like realizing how much you're actually worth. Just know that you are a piece of gem, you are a jewel, you are a pearl, you are a diamond in the rough that will be fucking bright, shining like a motherfucking sun. Okay, just know that that whatever you're going through in life is only going to make you a better person, that it's going to enlighten your soul, that you're going to be able to overcome whatever the situation is, and that it's just going to make you a better person. It's going to make you more amazing than what you already are. And I'm not saying that to just toot your own horn or just to make you feel good. No, this is something that we don't tell ourselves because we're so like, let's be honest, we're so fucking negative with each other. We're so negative with our own selves. Like, for example, me, if I'm having like a really bad head in my head or a really bad day in my head, I'm just gonna think I'm ugly, that I don't look good, that everything just doesn't fit right. So that's just being negative. That's not me giving myself my own worth, knowing that, bitch, even in a worse day, I'm like better than y'all, you know? Like, you just have to think positive. You just have to start thinking like you are the shit. Honestly, like, it's something like, it's not all about looks, and I understand that, but someone's like, how can I say this? Someone else's insecurities are always in different ways or different forms. So, and I know that for us females, we tend to observe or to look at or to start comparing ourselves to other women. For example, IG models, or like just in general girls on the gram. Let's be honest. We all want to look like them. We all want them to how can I say this? We all want to sort of be like them because that's what gets the guy's attention, right? But in reality, you are already an amazing woman. You are already an amazing cook. You are already an amazing person in general. Like, don't let anything around you bring down from your shine, honestly, because we have to realize that we are worth something, and that we are worth a lot in different ways. For some, it may be their physical. For some, it might be their wisdom. For some, it might be their spiritual. For some, it just might be everything at once. Like, I think it's just time to realize that we are worth a lot. And it's not just about our face. It's not about our physical. It's not about financial. It's literally everything combined in one. We are amazing. We are strong. We care. We tend to people. We put the puzzles together. We are like the puzzle makers. Like, we bring everything together, and it's just like, we have to realize that we are worth a lot, even though in our heads it might not seem like it because like all of our own issues. But just know that, bitch, you are worth it. You are worth a lot. Like, I don't know what else to say about it. Just know that you are worth a lot. I'm worth a lot. The bitch right next to me is worth a lot. The bitch behind me is worth a lot. Just everyone's in different levels, and stop comparing like yourself with fucking imagination. You wouldn't say imagination, but like fake ass IG models. Let's be honest, most of them photoshopped, most of them all have surgeries, stuff like that. Just know that it doesn't matter about what you look like on the outside. Just know that whatever is inside, and whatever you project as what's inside, is amazing. Just know that. Okay? All right. So that's what I got out of that meme. All right, guys, don't judge me, but that's basically what I got out of it. And that's where we're just going to leave it like, and that's it. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and give you guys my level of mood for today. Basically, I started off as I want to say like a 6 today, but it's slightly moved to an 8. Yeah, I think an 8. I'm in a good mood. I have a couple things that I will be doing later this afternoon that will eventually cheer me the fuck up. So that's why I'm giving it an 8. I've had a good day. I've had a good week, and nothing's really been but negative in my week or around me lately. So I'm in a constant number 8, guys. Life update, huh? Life update. I really don't have anything to update you guys on. I wish that I could, but I don't. I will be working with this photographer locally, and he's been trying to do a lot of like street fashion, streetwear, and lately that's what I've been up to. And I've been inspired by streetwear lately, so that's what I've been doing. So if you guys want to check my IG out for streetwear pictures or ideas, go ahead and follow me. I tend to follow back, so if you're a lucky one, you might get a follow back. Also, we're gonna be attempting to do jello shots for this weekend. We do have a birthday bash that we're gonna be attending to. Obviously it's all like COVID regulated and like all that shit's happening, so we're still gonna wear our mask and stuff, but we're trying to party. We're trying to like link up with people that we haven't seen in a minute, and we've all been cleared up, and you know, we're just trying to kick it, have some fun, and have a little bit of drink, you know. Also, I'm gonna stop drinking for about, what is it, 2 months, 3 months. So the beginning of February to the 1st of April, I'm gonna stop drinking because I am going to be going into a body journey. I'm gonna start doing my meal prepping again. I'm gonna start going to the gym every day. I've stopped for a little bit just because I kind of wanted to give it a break. I wasn't getting results as much, so I was at a plateau. But basically, I'm gonna go on a little strict diet, not diet, don't want to say diet, but meal plan. I'm gonna go into some hard workout, like for CrossFit edition type of thing, and I just want to see where I can take my body to. I've already lost, I think it was like 30 pounds since my last breakup, and bitch is feeling good. And I don't know, it's like the more I lose weight, the less confident I am. And I've noticed that through a couple of Snapchat stories that pop up in my my flashbacks, and I can tell that I'm not as confident as I was when I was big, but I'm trying to get my confidence in my new body. I'm trying to get it tight, get it right. And yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. So that's a little life update. Like I said, I don't really do much throughout the week. I just basically go home or go to work. I basically go to work, go home, or go to the gym. And yeah, yeah, that's it. I don't really have much. Sorry guys, I don't have that much exciting things in my life. I can't really update you guys in much, you know. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with Express Yourself. As you guys all know, we watched the inauguration on the 20th. I believe it was a Wednesday, about how Donald Trump is no longer our president. Thank fucking God he's out of the fucking office. And now we have Biden as our president. Good luck to that motherfucker as well, because he's gonna have to deal with a lot of fucking shit that Donald Trump left as fucking shit to do, you know. But back to where I was going. Express Yourself. And basically, I'm going to be talking about the fucking outfits that the First Lady had, our Vice President, and obviously we can't forget, what's his name? Bernie. We can't forget Bernie. Bernie was giving us cozy season. He was giving us, like, I want to snuggle. I want to sit by the fireplace and drink my cup of chocolate. He was giving us, why the fuck did I come here? He was definitely giving us like not giving a fuck vibes, and I totally appreciate that, because that would have been probably me. I would have layered up and stayed away from the crowd, honestly. But let's go back to Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama was walking like she was that bitch. She's like, I've been here, been done that, and I'ma keep doing this. She was giving us total baddie bitch, baddie bitch. Like, she was giving us a baddie vibes. And honestly, I am here for it. I was here for her whole entire look. I love the new hair that she was like styled as in. I love the color, even though that I feel like her and the vice president and the first lady kind of looked like they were from the Teletubbies. They looked like they were fucking markers out of the fucking packet. Honestly, I'm not gonna say I am talking shit, but in a good way. I just feel like they probably should have done something different in the colors, or like maybe a different set of style. I don't know, but they just look like maybe like some, like the markers fell out of the Crayola box and they were just there standing next to each other, or like laying next to each other type of thing. I don't know, it just gave me a lot of like Teletubby vibes. I know there was a couple people clowning on their colors and what they were wearing, and honestly I'm not gonna go into too much depth, but I do have this little segment on my channel called Express Yourself, and it's basically we're talking about what's trending fashion wise and what's on the, like, what caught my attention. And honestly, what they were wearing, I definitely understand what they were wearing. I just can't unsee it in the comedian way. Regular point of view, it's fine, it's doable, it's okay. I mean, I expected them to be conservative, or I can't say that word, but just know that I knew that they were gonna be, you know, not showing much, not too revealing, because obviously it's all like the fucking shit that you have to deal with, like regulations and all that shit for the White House or whatever. But I don't know, I was thinking maybe something different, maybe like a dress or a skirt. I don't know, they were just giving me a lot of Teletubby vibes. Well, Kamala was wearing a skirt slash dress, but it's just the colors that they decided to go with. It was just a very Teletubby vibes, honestly. Yeah, because even the first lady, she was wearing a dress, but it's like the dress and the trench coat was the same color, and it just looks really weird. So did Kamala Harris. She was wearing a dress with the same colored trench coat, and it's just like, ladies, we gotta get the contrast in there. We gotta get some of your personality out there. Like, I get it, you have to be conservative, you have to like stay within the rules and like what you can and can't do, but can we get a little bit of your, like, who the fuck you are, your fucking your character, you know what I mean? Like, for example, a lot of people tend to do solids with like a crazy color, or like nudes, all the way nudes, just because that's just who they are. I was hoping that their personality would show a little bit throughout their wardrobe, but I mean, it is the White House and it was an inauguration, so you don't want to be too chaotic with your wardrobe and like have them to talk about your wardrobe as much, even though they're already memes. I just feel like, I mean, there's not much I can say other than like comedian shit type of shit. Honestly, like, comedian side of me comes out when I see them. Like I said, they look like fucking Teletubbies to me. Bernie looks like he's giving me ASAP Mob cozy vibes. He's just giving me a like, fuck, why did I come vibe, you know? So I'm not gonna really touch much into that fashion side because I don't know, I just feel like it's very comedic or comedian of me to just keep talking shit about their wardrobes, because, you know, I respect everyone's fashion, and yeah, I don't want to keep talking shit about them, because like, what if someone talks shit about me later, you know? But we're gonna go ahead and go with Try Me. Try Me is a little segment on my channel where I get to discuss a survey or something that caught my attention online, where I want to discuss with you guys or what I think of. And yeah, so basically today's survey is presented to you by BuzzFeed. And this is basically, I don't even know how I got to BuzzFeed and how I got into this survey for this topic, or the topic for this survey, whatever, you guys understand. Basically, it's like everyone has a toxic side, I believe, and everyone is a level of toxic in someone else's life. You may not think that you're toxic, but you may be toxic to someone else's life. And there's this BuzzFeed survey or a little quiz that you take, basically stating how much of a toxic person am I. So you have like different selections. I'll be linking down below the little quiz that I took, and where you guys can take as well to see how toxic you are, or if you are toxic or not. And basically I did the little quiz and whatever, and let me look at my notes real quick. Basically it was stating that yes, I am 100% toxic, which is like mind-blowing. I mean, I'm not completely 100% mind-blowing, because I knew like I am toxic in some areas, but I didn't think I was 100%, and these motherfuckers said that I was 100% toxic. And this is what it says: you're the possessive type. You're one of those people who just not into sharing at all. The biggest issue with this is that sometimes you see people as yours. You could probably stand to give people a little bit more space. Everyone has a life and they're a part of yours. It's because they want to be there, not because they have to. And then obviously they put a little panda in, as we all know, or if you don't know, now you know. I symbolize, or I compare myself to a panda, and surprisingly that had a panda right next to it. And I feel like to an extent this is true. I'm also an Aries, so I'm also very possessive, and I tend to feel entitled to not just people, but to memories and to situationships. I'm not saying that I'm agreeing 100%, but I do understand that I myself have issues with trying to be in people's lives, maybe, or try to have them in my life, in that sense of like maybe creating scenarios in my head where I feel like it's something, but it's not that something that I created in my head. I know that sometimes I tend to cling on to situationships just because the comfort or the stability of what could be. So I feel like in a sense that is accurate, but I also feel like I'm gonna let you do you this year. I'm gonna let you show me if you care for me this year. So with that being said, I'm not going to be toxic in any of my future relationships or situationships, just because like this well, one, I've gone through some shit, so I kind of understand now what I did wrong in those situationships or relationships. I also know now what to look for and what not to look for, what to understand and not understand, what to keep and not keep in my life as well. And with that being said, that is going to be hard for me, I know, because like I said, I like to have control. I like to be the person in charge, and I know in situations or relationships you're not really in charge. You kind of like both lead, both follow, and I know that that's something that I'm working on, but I'm going to do better. So am I really toxic? I don't know. You would have to ask the people that have dealt with me. I honestly feel like everyone's a little bit of toxic in everyone else's life. That depends on trauma, situationships, or just in general life moments that you may or may not share with people that affect who you are and how you deal with things. Like for example, I know that I am possessive in a way because my father used to be possessive and aggressive and controlling. So I know that I get my toxicityness or like my issues from having issues in my life that have been around the situation or around certain things that I do know. I know that is wrong, and I know that you have to like eventually work out through them, but that's what I'm doing. That's what we're doing. First step is understanding that you are toxic. Second step is learning how to deal with it, and third is doing it. I'm not in a relationship or a situationship at the moment, so there's no way to see if I've improved in that area, but just know that this year, like I said, I'm not giving a fuck about anyone. I'm not giving a fuck about what they say or what they think of. So if you want to be part of my life, you're going to be part of my life. If you don't want to be part of my life, I'm not going to make you stay with me. So that's like me working on that area. And also, like, I don't know. I don't want to say that I'm toxic because I don't feel like I'm toxic, but maybe that's my toxicityness saying that I'm not toxic, so I won't sound like I'm toxic. But am I really toxic? I don't know, guys. Let me know if you feel like you're toxic. Let me know if you think that I need to go a little bit more into depth in the toxicityness of who I am as a partner. Maybe if I dissect what I do and what I don't do in a relationship, maybe that can help me out. Maybe, I don't know. Like I said, I'll link down below the link to this little quiz so you can figure out if you are toxic or not, because baby, everyone's toxic in a way. I don't believe no one is toxic. I don't think that there's a single soul in the world that is not toxic, because everything gets fucked up. And that is fucked up to say, but the only holy or not toxic person here, we don't even know if it's true or not, but it's God. Like, I mean, unless you have other religions and you believe in your own God, but yeah, I just feel like everyone's toxic in their own way, and everyone deals with shit differently. And some people are like compulsive liars, and they know how to hide their toxicityness and make it seem like it's the other person too. So be careful with those. I don't know. I just feel like this is a subject where we can go into full depth, and maybe we can even get crying if not, but I know that there's a couple of ways to figure out if you're toxic or not. For example, asking yourself like what you've done wrong in past relationships or friendships, or even relationship with your family, figuring out traumas and stuff like that. That will help you figure kind of like dissect who you are and where your toxicityness comes from. For example, this comes with like my like possessiveness and like me wanting to have people around me. It's like I want them to spend time with me because, for example, I suffer from like abandonment issues in a sense, not necessarily fully, but in some areas of my life I've been abandoned, and I feel like that's why I always want someone with me. Not saying that I need someone or that they should need me, but in my eyes, I should be their priority at all times. And I know that that's very toxic. And like I said, I'm not in a relationship, so it's not like I'm currently doing it. But I know that previously in my previous relationships, that's what I wanted. I wanted someone there because I felt lonely. Where, for example, if you're always like wanting people's validation, I feel like that's also toxic. So that's another way to figure out if you are somewhat toxic, like you're always seeking to feel valid for something. Like, for example, if you do good at work and it's not highly praised, like you would feel some type of way until you feel like you've been praised on as you wish. You wanting to probably manipulate a situation either by emotionally or verbally or spiritually, because I mean it all gets deep really deep, but just know that if you like to manipulate people into feeling certain ways or making them change their point of view, that's also toxic, because you need to like you gotta let them be their own person, and you trying to control that, it's very toxic. For also another way to figure out if you're toxic is never apologizing. Like, you feel like you're always right, and I sometimes suffer from that. As an Aries, I always think I'm always right. I feel like I always have a better insight in things. I always feel like my way of saying things is always better than anyone else's, even though I know I suck at communicating. But in my head, I'm always right type of thing. So that's something I'm also working on. And that also creates a lot of conflicts, just FYI, in relationships. I know that I love arguing, and it's not just because the fucking sex is amazing after, but it's because I get like, it's like something out of it. Like, I get excitement out of arguing that I'm always right. Toxic, I know. Just don't tell me that I'm toxic, okay? Also, if you like to put the blame on others, you don't like to accept the fact that you've been doing wrong or that you've done wrong, obviously always thinking that you're right is already toxic, but just blaming others for your own wrongdoings is toxic as fuck as well. Taking advantage of people's situations or emotions for your own better being. I wouldn't say that I do this, but I've dealt with it with other people, and maybe that's wrong of me to even acknowledge at this point, but I know that I've dealt with toxic people in the past, and I know that I've dealt with people who take advantage of who I am as a person. Like I said, I'm a caregiver. I tend to take care of people, and that's why I like them being around me. But because I'm a caregiver, that means I'm like too nice to people, that I tend to put them before me. So in my past relationships, I've had to deal with toxic people trying to use my kindness for my own weakness at the same time. And like I said, you probably won't even notice this until you're out of that relationship and you're out of that situation, where you get to open your eyes and figure out who the toxic person was, if it was you or if it was them. Most of the time it's both. When something doesn't work out, it's usually because of both. It's never just one single party, it's both parties. Either one gives up too early and the other one is out doing the shit behind the back. It's always like something, right? And also holding grudges is very toxic. So if you're a person that loves to hold a grudge for like fucking forever, like me, sadly to say, I don't hold on to them, but it's like one of those things where like, I will forgive you, but I won't forget what you did. So, and I don't know if that's super toxic or not, but I've learned that I don't want to deal with that any longer. And it's just like, I know the grudge won't do nothing and it won't fix the situation or make it any worse. It's just something that like I said, I like to forgive people. So it's not like I'm holding the grudge on, but it's just like I'm holding on to what it made me feel like. And I feel like that's about the same thing. Like, I will never want to feel that same way again. So I try to like always remember how they made me feel. So then I take that in consideration on the next person or the next situation, or if they decide to come back into my life, to think about it again, so then it will never happen again. Maybe that's a toxic way of looking at shit, and maybe that is holding a grudge. But like, if I see them out in public, it's not like a big fuck you or a hate you or a flip off. No, it's literally, I'm gonna acknowledge that you're there and I'm gonna continue on because that's how I feel. Except in my head, I'm gonna be like, okay, saw that motherfucker or I saw that bitch. I'm never gonna let that situation ever happen with anyone else. That's more like of what I feel like I keep grudges like. in quotes, because it's not really holding a grudge because I forgave them, but it's like remembering what they did that I won't forget. I don't know, there's just different ways to figure out if you're toxic or not. The main ones are if you like to be in and out of a situation and deal with the extraness of like cheating and coming in and out of your life, or having other people on the side, stuff like that, that it's like obviously toxic. But I feel like everyone has like a deep toxic side of them that doesn't come out. No, that's not exactly what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is like, just like how everyone has a soul, and that soul gets to vibrate in different areas of your life. It gets to either shine, or it gets to dim down in situations. I feel like that's how toxic levels, it's like, I want to say it's like the toxic levels that we all have. So for example, it's like the moods, right? You have mood 1 through 10, and I feel like there's different levels of toxicityness. I feel like if I'm being honest, I feel like I'm maybe a 6 or a 5. I'm like right there, where I'm working on myself to be less than a 5. But I also acknowledge that I'm still working on myself and I am still somewhat toxic. Not saying that I'm 100% toxic, but just know that I am a human being. I am learning. I'm a person that has dealt with hard shit in the past. And I'm a person that is currently dealing with traumas that I didn't know that existed in my life. I'm learning to acknowledge that I do have daddy issues, even though I've claimed that I don't. I'm also acknowledging that I do have mommy issues as well, even though me and my mom have a better relationship now. But because of all the shit that's happened in my life, I feel like I've managed to put an outer shell on who I am and created this toxic persona in situations or relationships to not feel weak or not to feel heartbroken. Shit, now that I'm talking about it, maybe I am toxic. I don't know. Maybe you guys gotta let me know if this conversation made you feel like I'm toxic, because now I'm feeling like I'm super toxic, even though I came into this thing thinking I'm not. But now the more I keep talking about it, the more I feel like I am toxic. Maybe I need some counseling sessions. Maybe I just need to get this shit out of my system and really work on it, because like I said, I'm working on it currently, but maybe this shit needs to speed the fuck up. I don't know, guys. Maybe it's just in my head. Maybe it's just me overthinking and over analyzing my own self. Maybe I'm not even toxic at all, and this is just in my head. I like to create shit in my head. Maybe that's it. I don't know, guys. Please let me know if you think that you're somewhat toxic. Let me know if someone said that you're toxic. Do you think that you're toxic? Let me know down below. Alright guys, so we're gonna go ahead and move along to my favorite part of the video or the show, and it's basically called Read Me to Pieces. And this is a little part on the show where I get to either read out loud a lyrical verse, or a poem, poetry, anything artsy, literature wise I want to bring out to light. As you guys all know, in my last video I started it off with one of my own poems, and today we're going to be doing the same thing. I'm going to be reading off one of my poems that I've created, and yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Little FYI, towards the end of the video you will hear a little bit of commotion, dog walking in the background. My family decided to bombard in and start making noise. So just FYI, that's what's happening. Alright guys, so basically I have this poem that I wrote back in 2019 and it's titled Black Rose. And it starts off as Black Rose, one of a kind, transcendent, misunderstood, yet so pure. Surrounded by constant confusion, powered by one loving soul that fell for those petals. And basically, let me try to dissect this poem for you guys. And it starts off as a Black Rose, one of a kind. This is me giving you an insight of my self-worth at the time that I felt like I was a blessing to someone else's life. I felt like I was one of a kind. I was unique. I had this different aura around me, and that I should have been appreciated, type of thing. And then it says transcendent. If you guys don't know the definition of transcendent means surpassing the ordinary, exceptional, right? And this is like me again giving you guys an insight on how I felt at the time. I felt like I was the shit, that I was something that people would have wanted for themselves. It was a time in my life where everything around me was super dark. It was not giving me life anymore, but knowing that I was unique, knowing that I was something that people were looking up to in a sense, because I always tried to keep a smile on everyone else's face. And at the end of the day, I knew that everything that was happening in my life was just going to make me feel better, and that was just going to give me more unique qualities. And it says, misunderstood yet so pure. And if you look at a black rose doesn't give you holy, it doesn't give you pureness, it doesn't give you the love, affection. It gives you like, what the fuck? It gives you a gothic, more like emotional, more like darkness type of thing. But deep down, in like coming from a rose is still a rose, baby girl, and you are pure. You are so fragile still, even though you have an outside layer that doesn't look like so. This is me like giving you an insight that my outer appearance may not be what I'm actually feeling inside. It's something like you know, when you eat a chocolate covered strawberry, right? The outside is dark because it's the chocolate outside, but in the inside it's pureness of just sweetness and just like make me feel good type of vibe. I feel like that's who I was describing myself as in this poem. Even though I do bring out to be, or I do put out to be strong and not giving a fuck, sometimes the inside of me is still pure. It's still wanting love. It's still wanting to feel praised on. It's still wanting to feel somewhat of an enlightenment for someone else. And it says, misunderstood yet so pure, surrounded by constant confusion. And I feel like most of us, we are always in a circle of what's happening around us, right? So it's like, if something comes up to your mind, it just goes around the person that you are until you figure out what you want from that confusion. And I feel like I just feel like when we're surrounded by like constant confusion, our minds get kind of blurry and kind of foggy at times, and kind of takes away from the pureness of who you are. It says, powered by one loving soul that fell for those petals. And this is me giving you guys an insight of what I was feeling at that time. And that was like me feeling wanted or loved by someone that might have been the reason why I was feeling confused. It might have been the reason why I was putting that outer layer of a black rose. It was probably the reason why I tend to give hope to people a lot more than what I should. And basically that's like, that was powering the outside layer of the rose. And that was like me giving out a, not a way of like, hey, come and help me. get out of this confusion. It was more like, hey, just know that I'm going through this stage in life where everything that seems to be negative might not be negative. It might be that it's helping me to be a better person, to find the better me. I don't know, this poem for me was more than just the outer of things, because if you look at a black rose, like I said, you don't really think of love, you don't really think of happiness, you think of like maybe someone's death, maybe some negative, more like emotional baggage. You may think of like just negative things when you think of the color black. And especially a rose, right? A rose should be all about happiness and pureness. And in this sense, I was talking about just an outer appearance that I was like carrying off myself to be, because I was in the midst of confusion. I was in the midst of finding who I was, or who I am today. And I feel like being misunderstood as a person and as a partner in a relationship brings out different ways of viewing who you are as a person. And with that being said, that is a black rose. And I don't know, it's not as too deep as what you guys would have thought it was. It was just something that I was thinking at the time, and that I was kind of comparing myself in the situation that I was in. And I don't know, let me know if you liked that poem, or if you didn't. Let me know what it made you think of down below in the comments. Also, if you have something that you would want me to talk about in my next video, or a poem that you are recommending me, please DM me or comment down below. Like I said, I do look at all my social medias, and I do like to look at the comments and stuff and reply back, so make sure you guys are commenting in the videos. Alright guys, so I am going to give you guys your guys' time back. And this is the end of the show, and this is episode number 3, guys. And it's been fun. It's been kind of frustrating this episode, because the subjects that I want to talk about, I need to talk about them in full depth. But I will be doing that in a separate video for my channel, just in a different section. But guys, make sure to follow me on all my social medias. Make sure to like, comment, share, and don't forget to fucking subscribe and hit the notification bell so you guys can get notified whenever I post and when I post. And also, just be groovy, just stay happy, be a better you. And like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys this time back, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.